know the title screen's not running, right?
That's not?
No, it's okay though.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I see you. I'm sure everyone else saw you too, just sitting there being all beautiful and beard-like.
Nah, let's ask the chat. Who saw the title screen and who saw me and Ryan in the background just hanging out, waving at each other? Because I'm watching Twitch on the other side, so I'm pretty sure the title screen was there. But sometimes it does happen, you know? I've caught myself. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? We got a nice full house today. Nath back in the chat. Let's go. Good morning, Nath, or good evening, Nath. How are you doing? David, what's up? Caitlin, how are you doing? Checking in before school. Dan, how are you? Dylan on the drive. I love you guys. Thanks for joining us. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a good weekend, had a good Easter holiday, and isn't too hungover from all the peeps. You know, we don't do peeps in our house. Do you do peeps in your house? I can't imagine you do peeps in your house.
Peeps were here, but they
they're in the trash.
I think they were used in recipes. They made the girls made some Rice Krispie treats, but I guess you get the Rice Krispie treats and you like melt them down. But yeah, no one's sitting around eating peeps. I'm just not a peep fan, either hard peeps or soft peeps or any of those peeps. So not my thing. Not my thing. It's okay though, but you know what? The Jelly Bean game since I was a kid has just been elevated, by the way. I mean, Starburst has come in. There's now these sour, I forget who makes them right now. There's the sour jelly beans, those are there. Anything Reese's, right? So like I'm probably pretty satiated and just satisfied with those things. So yeah.
Yep. I didn't eat a lot of candy. I ate a lot of food. Ate a lot of chips and dip, and drank a lot of beer, and stayed out in the sun way too long. Was feeling very, very burnt, like face, eyes, like my eye, like I couldn't recover after like 4 or 5 p.m. when we finally went back inside and everybody had left. My eyes were just burning. So all good though.
Nice. The vibe at your place in your backyard on these weekends, is it just completely chill, or is the vibe kids are running around just kind of putting out little fires? Like if I walk in your backyard, everything's in full swing. Like what is the feeling that we're going to expect when there is a Rizzo party going on?
Yeah, I mean, we're just all chill at this point. I mean, once Bentley fully learned how to swim. I mean, when there's babies involved, like when our friends are over and they have the babies involved, it's a little bit of a different story. Because it'll be a little split, and some people will be inside with the babies, and some people will be outside. But we just had a really small get together with the grandparents. So like my dad, his wife, and then Amy's parents, and then Amy's brother and sister and their kids. So it was pretty low key, pretty chill. I mean, the kids were fighting a little bit, but nothing major. Just normal our kid shit.
That's a great point though on the once the kids learn to swim. I think that it sets the stage for me. I'm like, okay, hold on. Yeah, that is a big difference. It's like now there is more of a chill factor going on. So it's definitely nice. So
good morning, Jason.
Good morning, guys.
Happy guys.
Easter +1.
Yeah, this is like Easter observed, right? This is the observed Easter day. Right? No, is that not it? Wait, isn't Monday like the government like holiday, federal like Easter observance?
I am not up to date with.
I mean, it's in my calendar as that somehow. I didn't put it in there, but and it looks like Caitlin's off of work today. Are you off work today, Jason, or maybe Caitlin's on spring break?
No, I'm going to work.
I'm working, so I haven't heard any news of a shutdown. Easter Monday.
Although This does say, no, Easter Monday is not a federal holiday in the United States. While some states and cities may observe it as a local holiday, it's not part of the official list of federal
There
holidays.
she goes.
Got it.
Private school for the win. She gets all the holidays.
Oh, nice. Nice. Can I ask you guys something?
Let's go.
Let's go. Can we, I just love this. And so don't let me force you into this, but I think it's just been so helpful. And I want you to join me. And I want anyone on the couch to join me too. I want you guys to give me a little bit of a check in physically. Where are we at? What are like 3 words if you thought about your body? Where are you physically right now? I'm going to start though. Okay. I'm going to start. Okay. So this is what I'm going to say. This is just going to ground me. I've been here instead of like the gratitude thought, but I've been here, right? So if I'm thinking physically right now, I know that I'm feeling a little bit cold right now because just got back inside, right? So I'm not going to explain it. I can't explain it, right? So just feeling a bit cold. I'm feeling a little sore in some areas, but I'm feeling like I got good energy today. So those are mine, guys. Where are you guys physically right now? Jason, let me know. What are 3 words physically? Where are you?
Toes are chilly. Like I'm downstairs. Back is a little bit tight. Gotta adjust my posture. Whenever I sit up and adjust my posture, I always feel like I'm leaning way back, but it's actually normal. Something I'm usually more like this. For the most part, my energy's good. Got a decent sleep.
Nice. I love knowing where you're at. Dom, where are we at? Physically, what we got? 3 words?
For me, hungry, a little stiff as well. Haven't stretched or anything like that. Just got off the car and I'm sitting in this chair, and I'm a little amped right now. Like Monday, start the week off kind of thing. So, yeah.
Love it. I'm going to do one more thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is great. I love everyone participating. You know why? Because I didn't know that's how you guys were feeling, but I feel more connected with you right now, knowing that is your physical feeling. Just because like emotionally, I'm feeling a little bit, I think emotionally, I'm feeling a little like kind of twisted at the moment, a little bit ungrounded, but excited all at the same time. So that's where my head's at. And I think that explaining where my head's at and how I'm feeling is not exactly going to give me everything if I don't know where I'm feeling physically. So, but man, I love knowing this. We got Nath, back is sore, his right collarbone is stiff. This is excellent, right? Body in general, just tired. We got Clear, energized, motivated up here with MP. We got Fialo, tired, sore, and sweaty. This is great. I think it's a good grounding. Thank you so much for playing along, guys. I appreciate that. I needed it. And I want you to have it too.
I am not connected at all to the day yet. Like I start school in a little bit here. I really haven't thought about school since Friday, and at the moment, I'm just gonna roll into it. I'm feeling pretty good, feeling relaxed.
I love that, man. It's so great.
Yeah, I tried my hardest to work this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I made like a sheet, like a brain dump of stuff that I needed to do. And I brought it into the house with me, and I did actually work a little bit. But the one thing I did forget is I still forgot to go to my office computer, which is upstairs in my house, and I very rarely go over there and sit at the computer when I'm home. And try to download the Daily Dad episodes so we wouldn't be full of storage. And then I show up here Monday and I'm like, fuck, I didn't do it because it just doesn't work on this computer. So I think it's more of a StreamYard thing than a computer thing because this is a brand new computer. So I don't know what the problem is. And it's hardwired into the internet. So I can't imagine it's actually a network issue. So super annoying.
Can I share something with you guys?
Yo.
What's up, man?
Real, actual Stroop waffles from Holland.
Oh, wow. Oh, are they like supposed to go in your coffee like that?
Yeah, they're you put them on top of your coffee and they warm up and they become like a nice little gooey treat. Our neighbors George and Bev. I don't know if they're awake or if they're checking in. I don't even know if they're on Facebook, but so much better than the Honey Stinger brand.
Oh wow.
You guys got to try this.
I didn't know. I mean, like I always just thought stroopwafel was like you eat it cold, you enjoy it, and then you move on with your day knowing you had something delicious.
No, this is great. It tastes so
All
much better.
I'm so sorry. I gotta mute you. I cannot listen to someone chew right into a microphone. That's gonna drive me nuts. Enjoy it. I hope you love it. I hope it's the most enjoyable thing for yourself.
Right. It's like I love food and I love
can't.
nutrition, but I can't hear this.
Oh my god! Was anyone else on stream when Gary was eating the sunflower seeds? I was. Oh my god, that was like I didn't know whether to just like exit the whole thing, or I didn't know. I don't know, Jason.
Just
are you able to,
rage
like,
quit and
unmute?
be friends and sell all your gnomes.
Oh my god, I would. That was hard. So I was like, I want to listen to this story that they're sharing right now.
Yeah.
That was a tough day. Also a tough reading today,
that.
by the way. Tough reading today.
Yes. Yes, indeed. A very tough one. Yeah, so I felt this one hurt me a little bit. I came from a family who, physically expressed their frustration, and my wife is very much not that person. So she, laid that ground rule very early in the marriage and our parenting journey. I have broken that ground rule a number of times, and not in the recent times. So thankfully, I have kind of gotten a cap on it and moved on past that. But yes, this one was definitely a tough one, for sure.
Anyone
It's
else?
not, it's correct. It's you can't undo it. You can't you can't pull that away from I don't think so much that like my kids have an issue with it or a problem with it, but it's something more like deep down inside of me that like sometimes I look at them and I just go, yeah, I've hurt you in the past, and that's not an okay thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a tough one. I don't remember this reading before. I might have skipped it last year somehow.
And if no one knows what we're kind of talking about here, the reading today, don't ever do this. Don't ever do this. But it is, I mean, it's talking about how, I guess I can read it. I always love the first quotes that Ryan Holiday singles out and puts up there. Now, I don't even know who this person is, but Plutarch, if anyone's familiar, I'm assuming maybe a philosopher of some kind. I don't know. But he says that someone used to say that a man who beats his wife or child is laying sacrilegious hands on the most sacred thing in the world, which I think is a great statement, right? I feel like, I think when I start thinking about marriages and I start thinking about kids and parenting, how a kid should feel and how a partner should feel, like, I think safe, right? Loved, right? I think those are probably two things that should be there. What else am I missing? What other words need to be? What other words are assumed within that marriage and that parenthood that your kid should feel? What other words are there?
Comfort.
Safety.
Comfort, like it. Safety.
Encourage.
I like that one. That was a good one, Jason.
Thank you.
And I think that those things can get broken down so easily, right? By not backing up your partner, by invalidating feelings with your kids and stuff like that too. So I know it's starting off here with laying a hand on people and kind of, it says here beats a man who beats his wife or child, right? I also like kind of how this whole thing ended though. Like it goes on, it says like, doing this is wrong. It to your spouse, right? It's very focused on, because it's Daily Dads, right? So it's focused on the spouse and the wife's side, like never hit your wife, that kind of thing. But I like what it said here in the second to last paragraph. Second to last paragraph. It says, for 2,000 years, we've known deep down that it's wrong. And I think that's like the one thing that I'm like, right? Does everyone know that it's wrong? I'm assuming so. But I think that maybe, I don't know if it's like how kids were brought up or whatever else. Right. But just violating that obligation that we have as a parent, right? You can't just because you can't control yourself in the moment, just because you're mad, right? This is to violate a sacred oath. And once done, it can never be undone. And so I think if anything, it's a reminder. I think at most it could be a warning. So it's a good one. Anyone else on the couch, can you guys relate to this? And I think the gravity at which I think this is trying to get across. Anyone else? Thumbs up, clap, word of encouragement, anything of that?
I think I know, Dom, you kind of referenced it, kind of growing up in and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you classified it as abuse. But I know like there's families that have like physical, what's the word? Physical consequences, like spanking. Like I remember being spanked as a kid, right? It's not something that I've ever done. Like, I remember that being a consequence possibly when only very young. Like it was, maybe it might've been twice. I don't know. I don't think that's the way that me and you grew up, Ryan. I know of people who were, and I know I have students who are in physically abusive places, and that sucks because you kind of see it how they carry it to school. Somebody mentioned it was a cultural thing. I don't know exactly what cultures, but it does seem like it either continues through a family, like generationally. And sometimes it's exactly the opposite. There was some book that was turned into a movie that we watched the movie recently. I think it was like it ends here or something. It was about like an abusive
Jonathan Troper, author, I think.
Maybe
it wasn't. Never mind. I just got excited. I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
Maybe you got it. Maybe, I don't know. I think Kristen has the book. But part of it is like the point was how like a physical abuse kind of echoes, right? It's like the kid experiences it, and that becomes an option on how to discipline their kids.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular book, like the mom experienced her husband, or no, the husband abused the wife. The wife was abused as a kid, and she decided to end the marriage because it was continuing the negative aspects about her childhood, which was healthy. I mean, it seemed like a very rational ending. But I guess my point is that when I've seen kids who come from a house that is physical beyond, like maybe a once in a while spanking, it definitely has an effect. And oftentimes unintended by the parent who does the abuse.
I love what Dylan
cool in a bad way.
I love what Dylan Ray said over here, just because, I think the vulnerability is just saying, yeah, I was raised that way, right? And to break the conditioning, I had to do the inner work and understand it's not, it's me, not them. And I think it's what we're all trying to do there, right? Trying to make sure that we're not continuing a lot of the things that maybe we grew up with that were kind of a challenge, right? What's up, Sideways Blaze?
Good morning, Blaze.
Hey guys, I got a new phone. I don't know why I'm like this.
We all wonder the same thing, Blaze.
I like that you just kind of settled with it. It's like, this is the way it is.
Well, I'll have to log back in and play with it. Man, but a really, important thing, and like Ryan Holiday was like talking about. And I know I'm jumping in late, but it seems so elementary for some. I think others, if they grew up with it, it's really hard. I know I got spanked growing up. I don't spank my kids, but I think in moments of frustration, sometimes when like all three of them are like wiling out, it's like, I want to smack you right now. I'm not going to. The thought crossed my mind. And I think then I start to think, am I normal for thinking that way? Again, I don't hit my kids. I don't smack my kids, but the thought has crossed my mind before. Like, I don't like, do I need to shake you? Like, are you short circuiting? And then I'm like, you know what? I need to walk away from this situation. Are just my thoughts.
I think it's a big thought. I think that, thinking about a parent that is able to, what I always refer to as hitting that pause button in the moment, and Blaze, you being like, and I just needed to walk away, versus other parents and other partners that have not done that and they've just reacted to whatever their thought was and kind of taken action on it. That itself is such a great lesson for your kids to see. I would hope too that, a parent, I'm hoping, Blaze, that you end up telling your kids like, oh, I'm frustrated. I just gotta walk away for a little bit. I think that's just in itself is a really good lesson. Dom, was that ever something that you were able to do yourself as you kind of shared vulnerably?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, in the past, it was I'll allow this comment, Dan. In the past, it was definitely. I think it was kind of like how Dylan said. Like, I was raised that way. Like, I watched that happen to my sister, and again, to give a little bit more context, it was basically spanking versions of hitting. It was never like, I've never hit my wife or anything like that. It was with my kids. It was the two younger ones. I kind of fixed it a little bit later in my parenthood journey. So not Bentley. Yeah, it was tough. It was something that it's like a boiling frustration and anger. And like, unlike Blaze, I got to that point where it was like, okay, well, I was raised in a family that was like, if you got to that point, you got spanked. And it was all throughout the generation. So it was, my parents were spanked by my grandparents and so on and so forth, and both sides of the family. So it wasn't, I never knew any differently, basically, until I met my wife, and she was like, no, we don't do that. And I'm like, oh, you don't do that, but maybe I do that. And she's like, no, you don't do that. And I'm like, okay, I will work on not doing that. It's very tough, honey.
Oh, wow.
So yes, then I learned to walk away and take deep breaths and, like, tap out and let her handle whatever the situation was, like it has become much easier, and it's now become normal and all that stuff.
Man, how amazing is that you came into that marriage with you, with Amy being able to kind of ground you that way. Not many people would be that way. Not many people may even speak up. So, oh man, talk about not a better half, but talk about, relationship goals there.
You can say the better half. We all know.
No, I'm not. Now, if she also had a beard just like yours,
I grow a better beard for sure.
Thanks for sharing that, Dom.
No worries, man.
I don't have a whole lot to say about this page. Not because, not a whole lot of experience with it, but it's almost like I don't know how to comment on it without having gone through it.
Yeah. No, it's tough. I
Man.
mean, like what David's saying here is like when I was younger, I used to get hit with stuff too. There was other stuff involved. Like I have a story about, like at one point it was like it was so okay in my household that like my mom even okayed like the babysitter to hit me, and like I had a story of like a babysitter broke a wooden spoon over my butt, and it was like more of a pride of accomplishment that like now that spoon couldn't be used anymore.
Oh,
But it was one of those things. It was normal then. But I don't feel like I don't feel like I grew up abused, like or anything like that. Like I wouldn't go that far. Um, it's not something that comes up very often, other than like undoing it in my parenting. Um, so yeah, I don't grew up in a Hispanic family. Whatever my mom had was in her hand was a spanking tool. Yeah, similar for sure.
The chancla. I know the legend of the chancla.
In our house, it was a ping pong battle.
Ping pong paddle. Okay.
Yeah.
man,
Was it
what?
was it the one with
This
the
is
smooth
crazy.
surface or the textured surface?
She'd switch it up.
I want to say the texture, and I remember as I got older, when I got, I mean, this probably happened a dozen times, but I remember the last time my dad was like, "All right, here it is," and then he reverse psychology me, and he was like, "I'm giving you the ping pong paddle now. I've failed you as a father for you to act like this, so I need you to speak. I need you to like swat me now." And I'm
Oh.
like, I didn't, but it was like, he's like, it was him, like I think just throwing his hands up.
That's interesting.
I think I remember for us is that I always think of the banister, and I guess I haven't thought about it until now, and I so connect with David and Dom what you're saying. Like, I don't feel that there was abuse, and I also want to just kind of bring some light to the fact that a lot of this could have been taken to a different level in a lot of homes, and so if anyone's not sharing or anyone's kind of feeling it, and even maybe putting a little disclaimer on our conversation before we brought this up could have been important. So apologies on that side, but Dom and Dave to be like, yeah, I never felt abuse. I don't look back and think that I was abused. I also do remember though, in our houses, if we knew we just did something wrong, if we knew something just happened, our goal in that moment was to sprint as fast as you could to the stairs so you can get to your room. So you'd run to the stairs and then you'd grab on to the banister at the bottom and you try and whip around as fast as you could to then use your momentum to get up the stairs as fast as you could before that hand hit your butt. I remember that. I
remember that. Like doing the curve and be like, woo!
Try to suck it in. Yeah. So like to go a little further on like what David and I are saying is like, have you guys read Anthony's book yet? Like Hi Anthony's book?
Not yet.
No.
I got to get there.
Yeah. So I don't want to spoil it or anything like that, but like, that's what I'm talking about. Like I never felt the way that he felt. So like he was abused as a kid, like legitimately, like you said, like I was doing bad things or not listening or talking back or whatever, and I got smacked like in the butt, like I got spanked. Like I didn't get punched, like I didn't get like thrown into a wall, like I wasn't like bleeding or like any of the horrible stuff that you hear people do. That's not what it was. So yeah, like when Dan and everyone says like it was just the times, that was just like we said, when we grew up and when our parents grew up and when our grandparents grew up, and like kind of how the reading alludes to is like in earlier times it was pretty normal for kids to get swats. I mean, I think about at some point it was normal for kids to get it in school, right? Like there was a time when teachers could do something like that if a kid wasn't listening. That just to me seems crazy right now. Like to see like all my kids go through school, like to think that that was just like a normal thing back then. So it's no wonder why, our parents and our grandparents like didn't, or why they did that behind their closed doors with their kids, if like it was even allowed in schools, like, so.
Seems more like a private school thing.
Taking jabs.
I gotta go, guys. I just want to say happy birthday to Debbie Turner. Currently on a
Turner
cruise
birthday.
with Dad Turner, whose birthday we just have. It's
Happy
just
birthday, Mom.
a barrage of birthdays this month. It seems like.
Well,
But-
they're
telling
also
you,
big
man.
birthdays. Dad's 75, Mom's 70, just so we know.
Oh yeah.
4th of July party conception was off the charts.
Say it again.
I said people conceive babies in July like no other, because April is like the month of birthdays.
America babies.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So love you, Mom. I don't know if they're out in service or whatnot, but happy birthday. We love you.
Love you, Mom. All right, guys. Well, also hold on. I just want to say, I feel like this conversation could have just like ripped into someone and kind of ripped off a little bit of a scab where things started to heal over. So I hope that you guys feel you can kind of come into this conversation again. Maybe tomorrow we can kind of continue this, if anything, or if someone's having a hard time with it at the moment, reach out to either one of us as a group or in the parents chat, whatever you can definitely do. Just, I know that these feelings can definitely come on quick when you talk about some of these moments, but okay, I'm done.
Bye, everybody. Have a
Have a
great
day,
Monday.
Bye.
I'll see you guys around. Thank you for joining
Great
us.
week, y'all.
Love you all.
Bye.